All right, we're live.
Yes. Hey, in honor of the baseball season starting this week, you're not a Twins fan?
Well, I mean, I am a mediocre Twins fan. The new stadium is pretty awesome.
Yes, it is. So is your football stadium. So here we are, just completely going off tangent. Lab Coat Agents, welcome. Episode number 5. Look at this. We're on to month number 2. And this week, we are excited to showcase some of your videos. And I am Jeff Fitzer with my co-host,
Noelle Nielsen.
All right. Noelle, what do you have to say to our audience this week before we dive deep?
Gosh, people, it's kind of a crazy week already. It's Monday. I promised we weren't going to talk about any Realtor.com stuff tonight, so we're not going to talk about that. And yeah, this should be an interesting episode. Another interesting episode coming up. We're kind of I'm not sure how this is going to go. I'm antsy to see how this goes, actually.
So that brings up a good point. So we have the pleasure of hosting a show where we don't have to talk about the craziness that's going on in the world, like RDC. That's the second time we've mentioned it now, and we're not going to mention it.
Yeah. Wait, what is that even?
RDC? Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. Op City? Can you say Op City? Because you better learn how to.
Oh, yuck.
So so last week we shared our own personal videos, right? We shared our personal, first ever videos. And we talked about why we sucked and what we could have done better and how we've evolved and how Noelle has evolved her makeup and how I've grown some gray hair.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I haven't grown any hair. And so last week we asked you, we said, will you share with us some of your first videos so we can applaud you for doing video and also crucify you?
Well, they were warned. If they shared, there was a chance it would get shared live.
That's right. And so we're gonna talk about it. And actually what we didn't do before the show, so this is live, right? So we have to deal with our quote unquote issues. And the one thing we didn't do was test out my sound for when I share.
Yes.
So we're gonna have to work through that. So do you want to just dive right into it, or is there anything you want to talk about from a video perspective before we jump in? You got anything fun and exciting coming out? Last week was Saturday Night Live. What do you got coming?
We're kind of in a little bit of a lull right now, honestly. We've been working on getting a YouTube channel up and going for my own content. We have our Bright Birch channel that's up and going, but I'm about to launch a separate page. And so I've done several that haven't been released. They're only going to be on YouTube. And so we've been working on that a little bit. So nothing crazy this week. I don't think, but you never know. Never say never. But right now, I don't think we've got anything crazy on that.
So it's a good time for me to start posting some videos so I can take a little bit of your thunder.
Yeah, go for it. Let's see what happens for
you. Yes. So I did post one today, actually. And that was a good example of how if you use an intro and an outro, really just an intro, you can really change the pizzazz of your video.
Absolutely. Yeah, we do some kind of like an intro and outro on almost every video that we do. So, yeah.
All right, well, let's jump into it, right? So let's go straight into it. And who do you want to start with?
Well, were we going to start with our winner, or are we holding on to that? Should we?
Okay, so we had a bunch of videos that were posted. So I'm going to remind everybody, if you want to do this next time, you have to post the videos. So like if there's a watch party for this, that's great. And we love for you to be engaged, but the comments go away after you share or after you comment, right? Or you share a video. So the only way to have your video entered into this quote unquote contest would be if you commented in this live video or Noelle and I's video from during the week, right?
Yep, that's right. And we've got some people on here replying that they were too embarrassed to share the live video. or their first video. And, you know, it wasn't super fun for me to share some of my first videos either. Like that was the whole point of this, is to show the human element of what we're trying to do. I mean, no one, I don't think, in this group is probably a full-time video producer, right? So that is the thing here.
Exactly.
We, you know, have probably all put out something not that great that we're not that proud of. But so we did have some brave souls that shared videos with us. We also maybe threw somebody into the loop that didn't share their video, who I'm going to share. So
we'll save him for last. And matter of fact,
yeah,
I'm going to text him right now, although he should have gotten the text.
Yeah. Yes.
I'm gonna go ahead and text him.
Yes. And while you're doing that, I want to show something to the audience right now. There's things when you are on video, even these lives, you should think about what you are wearing. Today, I am wearing a very bad shirt to be wearing on video. It is black and white striped. And I don't know if you guys can see that, if it's got that same effect there, but it's got like this weird zebra effect. Can you see that, Jeff? Like it makes you dizzy?
I'm
like,
in a trance. I don't understand.
Yeah. So avoid wearing stuff like this when you're on video or having headshots taken or photos taken. Anyway, so.
Which, by the way, hey, good segue into my video for today about professional headshots, by the way.
Which I totally disagreed with your video, as usual. We're going to have to disagree on that one.
You know, since you brought it up, it's just my opinion, but if you want to stand out and differentiate yourself, you should do video. And if you want to stand out and differentiate yourself, don't do this for your professional video or photo. Do something different.
I mean, yes, I agree with do something different, but I don't think, you know, like, I don't know. Everybody go and watch his video and comment because.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, it's okay.
Video, but.
So let me ask your opinion then. So I shared 3 photos. One was my professional and 2 were just like, one was just they were like action photos. One was me doing a podcast. One was me at a live event, at a LCA event. That's my personality, what it speaks to today. So I feel like that's me displaying who I am, not me in a suit with a professional photographer.
Yeah, yeah.
Come on, give it to me. I want your opinion.
Well, I mean, I think so there is the consensus out there that you should, on your Facebook profile, have a matching picture on your Facebook, your LinkedIn, and across all your social platforms so that you're a recognizable person. You are your own brand. Now, I will say, as a former professional photographer who did it for years and years, make sure that you are getting photos done by somebody that is going to bring your personality out in your photos, like even in your smile, and making sure that they're genuine, that they're not cheesy and fake, but that your headshot does reflect who you actually are. But if you are the type of person that wears a suit to work or that does like to dress up, I'm wearing a dress in my photo, then I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I don't think it has to be, you know, man, I come home at, 7 p.m. and always put my pajamas on. I don't think my headshot needs to be of me in my pajamas.
Which Tina Ripple actually mentioned that. Are pajamas okay? I'm going to go with no. But my opinion is this, and especially nowadays, less and less people are dressing in suits. In our business, if you work at a bank, maybe you do. Okay, fine. But for the most part, we're business casual, and even less than that. Like, I'm a t-shirt guy lately. I'm dressing more and more down. And so if I dress in a suit, that's not me. And yeah. I would argue that that's probably not 75% or more of my colleagues in our industry, especially, and real estate agents are worse in the sense that they dress even more casual because of just what you do by nature.
Yeah. Well, I agree. I agree to some extent. I mean, I dress up most days, but that's just me.
Well, but you're also badass and a broker and those kind of things.
Well, I don't think
you're kind of a big deal. All right. So, without further ado, let's talk about the winner. Which there's actually.
Let's talk about the winner first.
Say that?
They're all winners, but let's talk about the real winner, our winner.
Good point. Yes. First of all, if you submitted a video, you are a winner. For 2 reasons. One, you're doing video. We applaud you.
Yes.
And number two, you had the cojones to share it with the rest of the world, for us to share it with the rest of the world. So you're getting shared with the rest of the world technically twice because you're on Lab Coat Agents for everybody to see, if they're following, and now they get to see it again. There'll be another 2,000 views of this video. So putting yourself out there, we applaud you for that.
Yes, way to go. So let's start. I want to see how this is going to go. This is our first time demoing somebody else's video live, so have patience with us. Last week we did get a little bit critiqued on how we did it, and you all need to remember this is kind of a first for us too, doing something.
That's right. So I'm going to turn up the volume on my computer and see how the sound goes. So let's do a little sound test. So first of all, Josh Zollinger, this video was, he posted this video back in 2017. And actually, if you can see my screen, I don't know if you can see it closely, but it says Josh Zollinger's 3 garage sale tips. This is actually a really good video. He did a fantastic job for being one of his first videos. And if you even notice, he's got like stuff in his teeth, like intentionally. I think.
I didn't even notice that the first time. Oh, and if you know Josh, this video actually does show quite a bit of his personality. For this being his first video, I actually was pretty impressed here. And if you'll notice, he's also had 37,000 views on this video, which is pretty impressive.
Now, that's the only downside to sharing this video and calling it a winner, is that I have a feeling that those 30,000 views were, reached because he used alternative means.
Possibly, Josh, if you're on here, chime in. I tagged him. I did. He was watching earlier. So
good. Yeah, please, Josh, let us know how you got to 37,000 views, because most videopreneurs would like to know. You might have run some targeted ads, you might have done some boosting, etc. Whatever it was, it's worthy, and we applaud you for that. So let's play it. So let me know if you can hear it, and I can rewind if you can't. So hang on one second. All right, you ready?
Yep.
Okay.
Howdy, y'all. Josh Zollinger here with the Ranch Realty in Ladera Ranch, California. Here to remind you about the garage sale this weekend. And I have 3 tips for you to help make sure that your garage sale is successful. So tip number 1 for your garage sale, make sure you have big signs for your all's customers to find you. All right, so now we have tip number 2. Tip number 2 is make sure you price things right.
How much for these dog treats?
$20, man.
$20? But it's how pricey.
And that's what tip number 3. There's a lot of people coming around here, a lot of cars. Be sure to keep those youngins safe. Right, Timmy? Timmy? I hope you all find these 3 tips helpful and have a successful garage sale this weekend. And remember, if you ever need help with your real estate needs, Josh Zollinger, the Ranch Realty, here to help.
And I believe that's his car. I think that's one of his cars. He's kind of a car guy.
Yes.
And he's writing it in here. He says 20,000 organic views.
Woo! Damn.
Oh, Josh, that's pretty impressive.
That is beyond impressive.
So a couple things that we really loved about that video. One, it didn't really talk much about real estate until the plug at the end, which personally, I love that. He did tie it back to real estate at the end, but it just was more of a funny way to showcase his personality. He brought in talking about dogs in there. They demonstrated, pulling to the pet people. And he just kind of showed that he is a fun-loving guy in the video. That's what I love about it.
And you know what he just said too? He says that car is his brand. You notice, you understand what he's saying there. So we were talking about how you dress. That's a part of your brand. Your car, if you drive the consistent car and you have something unique like Josh does, you make that your brand. You put that in all your photos. You put that consistently in your videos, and you make that about who you are. I'm glad you said that, Josh. Thank you, because that's super important.
Well, and you'll go back through mine, like we pointed out last time. The very first time I introduced Dyke Hook, it was in my second video, right? And I think I want to encourage all the people that are watching this. Who are you? What things do you just do on a daily basis that people can connect with you. And so that when they think about those things, or like say they see that car driving down the street or whatever it is, they think about you and your brand and houses and house sales and whatnot. So I'd encourage everybody, like, write some notes or ask your spouse or your best friend or whoever it is, hey, when you think about me, what do you think about? Like, what are the things? Like you're branding yourself as a Cardinals fan there.
And you know what? I will say this too for Josh, because I know Josh and he's a great guy. Follow Josh because he does some really good work. He does really good work in his community. Like, he really dials in on his community, his neighborhood even. He does some live videos. And I will tell you, there's not many live videos that I will sit and watch.
Yes.
But his neighborhood does some amazing parties, and I will sit there and watch him walking around showing me all the things that are going on. And so Josh is a good guy to follow. And I will say one more thing about that video. That was clearly edited. That wasn't very amateurish. So if that was his first video, he decided to go all in.
Yeah.
And that's not necessarily what we're trying to convey here. That's great if you do. Don't get me wrong, because you know how Noelle feels about it. But from my perspective, getting in front of the camera.
If Josh can do it, other people can do it, right? You don't have to be a pro to be able to make a nice video that was cut together. Josh, if you're on here still, answer us. How did you film that? Was that with another videographer, or was that with your phone? Let us know how you filmed that too, because I'm curious. It looked great. You did a good job with that.
I agree. So, all right, let's move on to, so Josh, congratulations. That was very, very well done. We appreciate you.
What you win, Josh, a prize.
You know what? I'll buy him a drink. Oh, you know what? You'll be with me. He gets to we're going to buy him a drink at closing table.
Oh, yes. We'll both be there. Awesome.
What a great prize for you, Josh. You have no idea how lucky you are. You know what? We should shoot a video with Josh in Beverly Hills.
Yes.
Cool. Let's do it. Cool. All right. So let's move on to video number 2, which admittedly we didn't pre-decide this. So I'm going to go to the video that was the oldest video that was submitted. It's back from 2016. I got to go find it real quick. We are going to take you back to 2016 with Jennifer Jones.
Oh yes, Jennifer.
This is kind of, I would call this like your typical video. This is like what we all are, we put out in our emails, like your email blast that nobody watches or reads. And she put it into a video, which back in 2016 was probably like 2 years ahead of her time. And we applaud her for that. I haven't watched through the entire video yet. But so let's dive in here and tell me if you want me to pause it and stop and talk about something. Good luck. Good luck, Jennifer.
Seven tips to save on your heating bill. This is an awesome topic for me. So we live in New England and we always just want to save on our heating bill. All right, so number 1, go ahead and replace all worn or damaged weather stripping. Number 2, caulk around all drafty windows. Number 3, add insulation in your attic if you feel as though it's not adequate.
All right, I don't know if I can keep watching this. And I don't mean that it's a poor video, but to me the content
is king.
It just doesn't. And again, let's preface this by saying, Jennifer, you were doing video before most people were doing video.
Yeah.
So big time applause. Not only were you doing video, but you have some solid editing in there, which is a lot of people don't even know how to do. So that's very, very good. We applaud you for that. The content, on the other hand, I would rather gouge my eyes out. And I mean that in the sweetest possible way.
I disagree here. So let's talk about this.
Of course you do.
I think that this content actually isn't that bad for clients, but you could think of a more clever way to discuss this content than the way that it is being discussed. You know, like here, we're paused on add
Add
insulation to your attic. So here she could have maybe actually, like, if we wanted to get funny, gone up into an attic and talked about it or something.
Yes.
Get into the content. This is kind of stuff that people actually want to hear about. There's a reason why realtors for years have been sending out these tidbits, and why, you know, all of the major websites will send out these top tips. But when it comes to video content, you can't just read it like you're reading it from a blog. You've got to actually, like, get into it and do something fun to make people want to stick with the video.
That is a fantastic point. So Jennifer, if we give you any advice, and let's watch a little bit more of this so we can give you some more advice, but you hit it on the head. Like, this could totally be repurposed today, but you could shoot each video or each segment wherever you need to be. So let's watch a little bit more. And so this one would be getting in the attic. That would be hilarious. Or you on a ladder trying to get in the attic, whatever. Yeah. It doesn't matter, but it would be hilarious. It would be entertaining, and you would get your same point across. It's awesome. All right, hold on. Let's go.
Don't forget your attic door. Number 4. What you want to do is make sure that anything going to the exterior has been sealed properly, such as your electrical box. Your electric goes on the outside. There's a hole.
All right. How the hell do you make that one? How do you shoot that one?
Have you ever, well, I guess you haven't, Jeff, but as a realtor, you'll walk around the outside of a house, even in the wintertime, and you'll see areas where either people have accidentally, like, left the stainless or the steel wool, like, shoved in holes on the outside or whatever. And you might want to just, like, make it funny about things that where animals can get in. I mean, we're here in Minnesota, so all the animals want to come in the winter, but, like, get out there and talk about that and show where there's a potential hole that needs sealing, or somewhere that you would go and, like, just demonstrate it in real life. Like, put the content to action.
And you know what you could do is you could have props. So you could have stuffed animals propped in little crevices.
Totally.
Yes. All right. Moving on.
Oh, you want to make sure that that's sealed properly, because that could be a source of losing heat. Number 5, use a programmable thermostat.
All right. How the hell are you going to make this one fun? Go on.
Let's talk about tech. Let's get into it. Let's show the Nest. Let's show something that you could do in the home. Let's show how it might connect up to an Alexa or something, and get goofy with it and show, you know, how to do it. I don't know. This is me live on the fly, guys. I haven't watched this. I
got nothing on that one other than I like that idea. So that one would be a little bit more like educational, but you could literally show them, like, you could do a screen share from your cell phone, which there's apps for that. And you could put that into the video to where you're showing them how easy it is to adjust the thermostat. So you could even do like a little parody or joke with your husband or spouse or your wife where, when I leave the house, I have to turn down the heat, or what, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That's my life right there. Actually, that's a true story. All right, moving on.
Thermostat. If you have one of those dial ones, you want to get rid of it so that you can put in a programmable one that will do the work for you when you're not home. Number 6. If you have a chimney, you want to make sure that you're installing a glass fitted door so that you're not losing any heat through your fire.
How are you getting creative here? Okay, so I'll tell you what I was thinking. What I was thinking was you could actually, and you may not be able to do this at your house. You'd have to actually have a fireplace. You'd go to like a Home Depot or something and like climb into a fireplace and actually shoot it from inside the fireplace, because it would be totally, people would watch because they're wondering, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah, I mean, depending on the size of the fireplace, I could think of some funny things to do. Put some Santa boots in there or something. Try to, like, make a play on that. I don't know, but there is a way that you could make this funny, right? Yeah. Or at least more engaging.
Yeah. Yep. So I'm going to skip ahead here. Maintain your furnace or boiler. So that, I mean, really the content itself is strong. There's nothing wrong with the content in the sense that you're giving it out to your potential, homeowners, right?
Yeah.
The problem is in today's world. So in 2016, this thing probably did really well, or it could have done really well, but in today's world, you've got to get way more creative than this, because otherwise you're going to lose viewers within the first 6 seconds.
Well, and you're going to lose future viewers too. So this is the key. If this is part of why too, Jeff, when you ask me what content do I have coming out this week, if I've got a week where I don't have a lot of super clever or creative content, I might take a week off, because instead of just putting junk out there or putting something out there that people are gonna be like, oh gosh, she's live again, or oh, she's going, you know, on another video, I'd rather err on the side of not putting out as much content over putting out great content but less videos, right?
Yeah.
So, and this here, like we said, it's not necessarily the content, but it's the presentation of the content.
Yeah.
It has to be part of the game plan. How do you present it?
And Jennifer, we're totally just having fun with you here. I already know, I can just tell by your comments that you already have a good sense of humor.
Yeah.
And seriously, you were doing video before anybody else was, and that alone deserves big time applause.
Yeah,
and you actually were doing it. You were doing it well as well. I mean, you were good. You were good in front of the camera, so that tells me that you probably would like destroy it in the retake 2019. But seriously, you did awesome. Thank you for sharing.
Well, and just for having the guts to come live, because look at now, we just gave a whole bunch of people a whole bunch of ideas of things that you could do. You could take any one of those ideas on Jennifer's video and make a 2-minute video about one of those topics. Spread it across a couple weeks. There you go. There's some content.
All right. Love it. Okay, let's move on. And we're gonna breeze through this one, but I want to show this one because this is your typical property video. This one was published in 2017 by Ian Williams, who's out of Austin. And if you follow Ian, you know he's in Austin because a lot of his videos revolve around that. He does a very good job of that. However,
I think I didn't see this one. I watched the wrong one. Okay.
So I'm only going to show you like 30 seconds, and I'll skip ahead and show you another 30 seconds because you're going to see exactly what I mean and why this video is hard to watch.
But look at how many views he's got on here. Almost 4,500 views. After stalking Ian a little bit, I can tell that he knows what he's doing. He's a savvy digital marketing realtor, so he clearly knows how to. Doesn't matter the quality of content of the videos necessarily, because he knows how to get the views. And that right there is there's a lot of value in that. And that's something, if you really want to up your game, that's where you take your game, is understanding how to get the views, how to get you seen, because I guarantee this guy's very well known in the Austin market. So let me show you here. You got 219 likes on this one. Well done, Ian. Jeez. Ready? Mm-hmm.
Hey there. Are you looking for a condo in downtown?
Uh-oh. Oh, YouTube. Come on.
Well, that's great, because I've got one to show you.
Well, YouTube sucks tonight.
Clarkston? Let's go ahead and walk through. This condo is available today. I'm going to pause here for a moment to let you know, hey, this is a 360 video.
So is it just me, or was that really that he needs a stabilizer?
He does need a stabilizer, and honestly, that's probably part of the reason why YouTube is pausing on here. It might seem weird for people, but as you move around and you're creating things live or videoing, it takes longer for the digital processors to read those videos. Just saying. So part of that is possible.
You know what? That brings up a good point too, though. And in my opinion, is you're going to get more views for the commoner, right? Ian's probably got a goal here, but you notice that this video took us out to YouTube. So anytime that any of your videos take you out to another place, you're right there going to probably get less views because people just want convenience. They want to click play and watch it right there. So if you're uploading from YouTube, if you're uploading from Vimeo, or if you're uploading from any of those third-party different sites from Facebook, BombBomb is another one. Again, good job. Good job of doing video, but you're better off saving those videos directly to your computer or to your phone and uploading directly to Facebook, because you're going to get more views that way. You're going to get more, people are going to watch longer. Yeah.
Yep. But he's got several subscribers on YouTube here, or on YouTube as a YouTuber. So
yeah, he's doing all right. I'll show because he said it's going to be a 360 video. So let's watch a little bit more of this.
So you can walk through, you can pause it if you like, use your finger to
Yeah.
Move the video around. You don't have to just pay attention to me. You can also use your phone and look around. It works better than the YouTube or the Facebook app. So remember, pause it, look around, and enjoy the walkthrough. So I'm going to go ahead and step in. As I'm stepping in, I'm going to open the little doors. You get to see there's a bathroom right here just by the entrance. So that's great. There's also a coat closet with some storage right by the entrance. I really like when they do that. So we're going to step into the living room of the condo. Notice that there is a covered patio. So that's really nice again.
What do you think?
Just to me, that's just your kind of average walkthrough on live, right? So it's not bad. There's not anything really bad about it, especially if it was his first one. That's pretty good for the amount of views. But I just think that kind of content right now, it's harder to get traction on that, unless you're specifically targeting it to somebody that's looking for that specific property.
You know what though? As I'm scrolling through and looking at this is supposed to be a 360-degree camera, and so you can see the little icon right here.
Yeah.
So I think, let me try to play it again. In other words, we should be seeing like a super wide view.
But YouTube cut it down.
I don't know, or maybe I need to click on that. Let me try it real quick.
Storage space.
No, it doesn't.
Gonna walk on through here.
You know what, Ian, if you're watching, you know what, give us, or if you watch this video, if you're watching live, you watch it later, let us know what this, because I know I can already tell, because you probably can't see that, but can you see that, like where I'm hovering over?
I can see it.
You see what I mean? So it's like, it's supposed to be, and I've heard about this, you don't see a lot of them, but I think you have to have a certain viewer or something in order to see it that way, and we could totally be butchering it, but.
Yeah.
What's your opinion? So now that the reason I wanted to show this video is because it is a typical realtor video. So many realtors stand in front of a house, an open house, a new listing, and they stand there and say, hey, I'm here at 123 Main Street. Hey, let's go take a look. What is it that something a realtor can do to make themselves stand out and not be so normal, so average, so like everybody else?
If you're going to do that, you have to have a pull through at the end of your live, like something that you're going to talk about, or some feature of the house that's really unique in order to get people to stay engaged on the video. But I personally, I'm just not a huge fan of the walkthrough videos. I think people get kind of distracted and they get lost. And so I honestly have not done a whole lot of those myself. If I have, it's because I've been advertising like an open house while I've been there, or I'm trying to get people to come visit me or something, you know, but I wouldn't really do that as just a video. I just
Gotcha. So that's Noelle's take. And my take is that if you're going to do these, tell a story. That's probably one of the things that not enough agents really do a good job of, and there are some agents that do. So if you find somebody that really captures you, that says something. So if they capture you, they're probably going to capture other people. So mimic that. But tell a story. Tell a story about the house, because that's what will grab people in, because then they want to hear more.
Yep. Well, Josh, actually going back to Josh, he'll do that when he goes through a walkthrough on his lives. He's done it before, where he'll talk about what the house used to look like. He does a lot of renovations, so then he'll tell the story of that. And that's effective. Like I'll sit through one of those. But it does. You have to be kind of captivating in order to keep people with you.
Yeah. Totally.
The benefit though of doing videos like that and doing them live is that now they're going to stay up in your stories, right? On Facebook, if you go live, they're going to stay up at the top in your stories. And then people will maybe not watch the whole thing, but they'll scroll past it and see that you're having success, or you're going and you're staying busy, and you'll stay in front of them as a realtor. But if you want to start getting people to come and sit and watch your videos, that's just not what's going to capture their attention.
Yeah. Yep. Totally agree. All right. We've got two more videos to show. One that he doesn't know he's being shown. The other one, I want to show this one real quick because it's a live video. It's actually, I think, one of your agents.
Yeah.
And let's bring Candy into the game here, and show you. And I won't show it's only a minute. So it's a good job of not going too long, and good job of going live. Good job of doing a video. Good job of getting personal. And then I'll let Noelle do the butchering on this one, since you know.
guys, it's Candy. Just wanted to show you something really cool. I'm at Ron Park in my neighborhood, and they have a really awesome skate rink outside. It's not like the regular ice rinks like you see behind me, but there's actually a trail through the woods, and it's got light strips, so you can see where you're going through the woods.
Which is really cool, by the way.
I thought it would be super cool to show you. Here we go. Okay, honey, let's go. Let's go look at the trail. So you can totally skate right through the woods, and it's all lit up, which I absolutely love. It's so nostalgic, and you can skate through here. I'm not wearing skates. I'm wearing boots right now, so I don't slip and fall and break my face.
All right. So the content of that is pretty cool. Like that, I've never actually, she's on my team, right? She's at my brokerage, but I've never actually gone to that park. The problem for me was the way that it started. It was just her. So if she didn't get people to stick with her through that first, however long that was, 30 seconds, they're never going to see the park, right? So get to the pull through first, then come back to you, then go back to the view if you're going to do something like that, so that people see exactly what it is you're talking about, because that is a pretty cool park. You can skate right through it, but unless you show people right away and get them to stick through, you've already lost them, right?
So it's like, I call that the hook, right? You got to hook them right out of the gate. So what you could have done, Candy, was you could have said, check out this park with a skating path. Just like that. Check out this skating path in this park. And then boom, I'm like, okay. And then you come back, introduce yourself, talk about what you're doing, but I'm stuck with you because now I want to see this little path that's a skating rink.
Yeah. Well, and one thing, if it had been me, so I think I can say this, she's actually pregnant. So I totally would have been talking about how I'm likely to fall and to get, I'm pregnant out on the ice, and I'm going to be like making a goofball out of myself. And, something just being very real and having a real moment and having people wait to see like, oh my gosh, is she going to fall? Or, talk a little bit about something personal. But she did kind of go, that was her first live, I think, right, Candace? And she did go do something that was, out of the norm. At least it wasn't just in her office, right?
She commented with a knife. So I think that's her cutting us, I think.
I better watch my back tomorrow.
And you know what? That was actually, and I will say this too. So I mentioned that the other videos we showed were from 2016 and 2017. That was from 2019, folks. Yep. So Candy just started this. She just started doing video. We probably just, pushed her into not doing video now that we showcased her. But no, seriously, that was great. You did it. And the only thing, honestly, the only thing I would have changed is just how you intro. And that's for everybody. Everybody intros a very similar way. I'm guilty of it sometimes. Hey there, this is Jeff. No, like what's the video about? Like, cause you've only got 3 to 5 seconds to capture them. What's the video about? Start your videos that way every single time. Hook them in.
Yep.
Like this next one. So this is the last one. And I don't think he's watching because he is in.
He's watching. He's watching. He just.
Yeah, okay. All right. Oh, good. Okay. So I'm not going to name names here, but Noelle, I'm just going to throw her under the bus here. She said, we have to show this video of Tristan. I wasn't going to name names. Doing, I think, his first story. So this was also back in 2017. And it's a 6-minute video. I don't know if we should watch the whole thing. But
No,
we'll watch
you cannot watch the whole thing.
Watch why can't we watch the whole thing? Because it's so bad?
It's bad. I'm sorry.
All right, you ready?
Yep, let's do it. This is not his first video ever.
Right.
But this is his first vlog style of video where he's using a real camera to record himself. First
Vlog video. And now I will say that the eye candy here, not being Tristan necessarily, but the eye candy of the video is catching me. It's like, all right, what is he doing here on his segue? Yep. All right, ready?
Yep, let's do this.
This is my secret weapon.
Great intro.
Yep.
Great intro.
Intro.
And look at that. He's even got like he's got a name for it. I am Tristan Ahumada, and then kindness, family, business. That right there is money, my friend.
Yep.
That is money. And then that's where the money ends. There we go.
I'm here in Malibu. Yeah, tough life. Oh, yeah. I didn't get to surf today. But I'm out here getting
Their
ready
AirPods.
to go to Venice, California, not Venice, Italy. I want to talk to Ylopo today. We're going to talk about their CRM and how to just make it better for all of the real estate agents out there. Take a look at this.
Ooh, this is cool.
On. Yep. Good use of music.
Early morning in Venice.
10 a.m.
Wow. Now notice how bouncy that camera is. What are
Yeah.
you doing, Tristan? Come on.
Yep.
All right. How much farther do you want me to go?
I mean, let's scroll into it a little bit.
All right. Let's see here. So let me play. Let's see where the bounciness goes. Hold on.
For a meeting.
I mean, what are we looking at here? Snapchat.
There we go.
What was he telling us? That's the Snapchat building?
I think so, maybe.
You get some cash for parking here. $15 for 4 hours. Unbelievable. Apparently there isn't an ATM close by. Crazy.
Oh man. I don't know. I don't know what to say about that.
So this video basically, it follows him throughout his day.
Okay.
And it's a lot of this, and I do this too. So this is partially how Tristan and I started talking, because I was starting to do this vlog style of video as well, which is a very much a YouTuber style of video. And people on Facebook and realtors weren't really doing anything like this at the time when Tristan made this video, like a year and a half ago. And that is exactly when I started doing these videos too. So we connected over that, and we talked about equipment back then. And you know, the thing is that he tried, you know, he did it. He didn't know exactly what he was doing, but he went out and did it. And even on YouTube, this video has had, I don't know, almost 1,000 views.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, and that's the thing, and I think going back to the whole YouTube comment about, you know, ultimately you want to keep the videos in Facebook, but if you're actually trying to grow your YouTube channel, well, then that could be strategic. You could be strategically posting YouTube videos into Facebook, so it takes people to your YouTube channel, so then they subscribe to you.
Yep.
Here, I'm gonna play this where he walks. It looks like he's going to meet with G, because I see him coming up here. I'm gonna play that.
I'm just saying, like, if you guys shoot the raw footage.
Brilliant. Kind.
We have a guy going in. He's going to interview the owner. As the interview, he has a British accent.
Oh, nice.
So he's going to be talking, and we're going to include.
This is
Oh, that's
kinda
good.
cool. Yeah, he did really cool text overlay. I think they, if you watch it when it plays back well, it's all set up.
So I think you hit it on the head. Actually, you just reminded me. My daughter's doing this. My 18-year-old daughter's actually has a YouTube channel, and she's starting to do her vlogging. And I just realized, I haven't actually watched her video yet, but my wife was watching it last night, and I was listening, and it was all about her day.
Yeah.
And I was thinking to myself, because I pay attention to what my kids are doing, because whatever my kids are doing, that's probably popular. And so now I'm realizing that Tristan is ahead of his time.
Yeah, he was totally ahead of his time. And that's the kind of vlogging that I used to do. I don't do as much of it anymore, but I will still occasionally do it. And that's partially how people got to know me, through video. And so if you go through and you watch Tristan's video, and that's kind of how we became friends. We just would watch each other's videos, and as you're videoing your entire day, as long as you're doing stuff that's semi-entertaining, and that and you're being authentic on camera, and you're not being fake, you know, people do tend to want to watch what you're doing.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be difficult, but I think that you're not necessarily, when you're getting started in this, you're probably not going to have 10,000 viewers, right? You're going to have 10. because who really does have the patience to sit through, because that's YouTube. YouTube is a 5 to 15 minute video length. That's what you want on YouTube. And I won't even get into that today because that's a whole nother topic for another day. Maybe we'll get cool enough to where Billie Jean will be a guest on our show.
Ooh, yeah. No,
That
Tristan said we could interview him. So let's talk about that.
That would be totally money. So that is the those are the 5 videos that we are sharing today. So we did a little bit of everything. We did a nice, strong, edited video. Josh just crushed it. One of his first videos. Then we showed Jennifer, who did, kind of like a educational video. And it was back 2016. She did a fantastic job. The content just was a little boring. And then we did, I think we did Ian next, who did a property video, walking through a property, and he was bouncing all over the place. But it was a 360 video, so I don't think it did it justice. And then, of course, Candy was fantastic in her live. We just gave her some advice on how to bring us in a little bit sooner. And then, of course, our fearless leader, Tristan Ahumada.
Yep.
So that was good. So I hope you guys gained something from that. Do you have any closing remarks there, Noelle?
I think the key is to being consistent, right? So just trying, figuring out what works. If you're not getting engagement, go back to the drawing board. Figure out why aren't you getting that engagement? What could you do differently? If you have the guts to submit something, you can always submit it to friends and people and ask for feedback, but be prepared to maybe not hear. When I did my first couple videos, oh man, I had a lot of really negative feedback. I still get a ton of negative feedback. In fact, we just put out the video that we did a couple weeks ago where it was a SNL skit, right? We got a bunch of negative feedback from people on that.
Why?
And it is what it is. Am I going to stop doing videos? Absolutely not. No. And everybody's entitled to their own opinions, and people are going to have opinions. When you're putting yourself out there on social media and you're putting yourself out there on video, you have to be semi-prepared for getting some of that feedback. And
usually the haters are the loudest, and you just got to ignore the noise. If you really want to do something, and if you want to make an impact on your brand, on your business, you've just got to be doing more of this video. There's just absolutely hands down. And we will do this again. So we're going to do this once a month. So just stay tuned, pay attention. You don't always have to watch this live. If you catch us later, that's cool. If you're actually watching this far along, we thank you. And we're excited. So for next week, we're going to bring a guest. So we've got, most of the real estate marketing dude, Mike Cuevas is going to be on.
Mike. Yeah, cool. That'll be fun.
Mike is like the guy that I followed originally 2.5 years ago that kind of kicked me into doing a bunch of this stuff. And it was from him I met Justin Barr, who was on. He was watching. And I learned so much from Mike. I still learn from Mike. He's still my favorite podcast, and I do a podcast. But I love Mike's podcast. I modeled it after his. And Mike, we're looking forward to talking to you next week because you are one of the video godfathers for sure.
Yeah, awesome. So cool.
Awesome. Well, this is an episode 5. We hope you guys enjoyed watching other people's flaws. And now it's time for you to put out your own video work.
Yes, get to work. All
awesome.
right.
See you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.